Hello everyone, welcome to Shining Star Academia. In this video, we will talk about bacterial cell wall. As we know that cell is a structural and functional unit of all living organism. Cell can form whole organism and also carry out various functions. For example, mitochondria is the cell organelle for the generation of energy, then chloroplast for the photosynthesis. So, all parts of the cell are important for the survival and growth of organism. That's why we are studying one of the component, that is cell wall. First of all, what is a cell wall? So, cell wall is the outer structure of the cell that surrounds the cell membrane. Here plant cell, bacterial cell and fungal cell wall images are given. Cell wall is present in plant, fungi, bacteria, then archaea and in some protists. Then animal cells lack the cell wall because animal cells have skeleton system for the support, and so they do not require cell wall for the strength or support. Cell wall gives cell shape, rigidity and protection. For example, in plant cell, it provides mechanical support to the cell, while in bacteria, it protects the bacterial cell from osmotic lysis. Osmotic lysis means when excess or extra water enters into the cell cytoplasm. So it prevents the bursting or lysis of the cell by excess water or by osmotic lysis. Then cell wall composition. Cell wall composition varies from one organism to another organism. For example, in plant, cell wall is mainly made up of cellulose, while in fungi, cell wall is made up of chitin. In bacteria, cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, and peptidoglycan is also known as murin. Then in archaea, cell wall is made up of pseudomurin. Archaea is a microorganism that can survive in extreme conditions. Then in this video, we will mainly focus on bacterial cell wall. Image of the bacteria is given. Here you can see green color of the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is in green color. Then it surrounds or covered by cell wall, yellow in color. Bacteria and archaea contains the cell wall, and cell wall protect the cell from bursting, as we seen in earlier slide. Besides protecting against osmotic lysis, cell wall also confer the shape and rigidity. For example, bacterial cells having different shape. For example, cocci, then bacillus, short rod, spiral, etc. So shape of the cell is decided by its cell wall or maintained by cell wall. Cell wall of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan, and peptidoglycan is a polysaccharide plus amino acid chain. Then what is the importance to study the cell wall, or why we are studying cell wall? Because knowledge of the cell wall structure and function is important not only for understanding how prokaryotic or bacterial cell work, but also because certain antibiotics target the cell wall synthesis and leaving the cell susceptible to lysis, and helps in treating bacterial infection. For example, when bacterial cell or bacteria infect us, we take antibiotic to treat the disease or bacterial infection, because mode of action of the antibiotic is that it stops or prevents the cell wall synthesis, bacterial cell wall synthesis. So new bacterial cell cannot synthesize because antibiotic affect the cell wall division. because cell wall synthesis is required or is important in cell division also. There is a requirement of the new cell wall synthesis while division of the cell. So we can take antibiotic to treat bacterial infection because it prevents the cell wall synthesis so that new bacterial cell cannot generate. Then bacteria can be divided into two major types, gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. And the distinction between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria is based on their cell wall composition or cell wall structure and gram-stain reaction. We can differentiate gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria on the basis of staining or differential staining, that is gram stain. In gram stain, gram-positive appears purple and gram-negative appears pink in color. And this difference is based on their cell wall composition or cell wall structure. And why this gram-positive only appear purple and why gram-negative appears pink, we will see it later in next video. In this video we will mainly focus on the cell wall components, for example peptidoglycan, outer membrane, then teichoic acid, porine, etc. Here gram-positive cell wall is given. So there is a cytoplasm of the cell is covered by cytoplasmic membrane or cell membrane. Then outer side of the cytoplasmic membrane there is a presence of cell wall. Cell wall covers cytoplasmic membrane. Here is a peptidoglycan layer is shown. Thick layer of peptidoglycan present in gram-positive bacteria. Then another teichoic acid present on the surface of the peptidoglycan and it also attached on cytoplasmic membrane too. And when it attached, teichoic acid attached or anchored on cytoplasmic lipid, this is known as lipoteichoic acid. Lipoteichoic acid means lipid plus teichoic acid. And there are boxes NHE and NAM. These are the monomers of the cell wall or polysaccharide. NAM means N-acetylmuramic acid and NAG means N-acetylglucosamine and amino acid chains. These three components connect by bonding like peptide bond, glycosidic bond and forms complex rigid structure, that is peptidoglycan. So this is a gram-positive bacterial cell wall. There are three components, teichoic acid, lipoteichoic acid and amino acid and polysaccharide, that is NAM and NAG. Then next one is gram-negative bacterial cell wall. There is a cytoplasmic membrane, then outside the cytoplasmic membrane there is a presence of thin layer of peptidoglycan. In gram-positive bacterial cell wall we have seen that there is a thick layer of the peptidoglycan, while in gram-negative there is presence of thin layer of peptidoglycan. Then outer side of the peptidoglycan there is a presence of outer membrane. Outer membrane is only present in gram-negative bacteria, while it is absent in gram-positive bacteria. And porine is a protein channel which can allow the small molecule entry and exit. So porine is present inside the outer membrane and O polysaccharide, then lipid A is a component of the lipopolysaccharide. So lipopolysaccharide porins are also found on outer membrane. So this is a difference between gram-positive cell wall and negative cell wall. There is a thick layer of peptidoglycan in gram-positive and teichoic acids are only found in gram-positive. Then in gram-negative bacterial cell wall, outer membrane, then lipopolysaccharide, porins and thin layer of peptidoglycan is observed. Then next, First component is the peptidoglycan, and peptidoglycan is present in both the cell, gram-positive bacterial cell wall and gram-negative bacterial cell wall. But the major difference is that in gram-positive bacterial cell wall, there is a thick peptidoglycan layer. The wall of the bacteria have a rigid layer that is primarily responsible for the strength of the wall, and this rigid layer called peptidoglycan. This rigid layer is known as peptidoglycan. There are mainly three components of peptidoglycan. There are two polysaccharides. For example, first one is NAG, N-acetyl glucosamine. Second one is N-acetyl muramic acid. These two are the polysaccharides, and another few amino acids are also found in peptidoglycan. These three constituents are connected to form repeating structure called glycan tetrapeptide. These three components are joined together and forms repeating subunit or repeating structure of glycan tetrapeptide. Then composition of peptidoglycan. Mainly there are two polysaccharides, N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid. Then four amino acids. For example, L-alanine, D-alanine, D-glutamic acid and L-lysine or diaminopamelic acid. So these are the components or composition of peptidoglycan. This is a gram-negative bacterial cell wall. In gram-negative bacterial cell wall, there are different glycan chains are found. NAG, NAM, NAG, NAM. Repeating units of the polysaccharides are found in this structure. So these sugars or these polysaccharides are joined together by glycosidic bond. NAG and NAM both are joined together by forming glycosidic bond. Then amino acid, four amino acids, L-alanine, D-glutamic acid, then diaminopamelic acid, that is derivative of lysine. Then D-alanine are the amino acids. They forms peptide bond and join together. Then this amino acid chain is attached on N-acetyl muramic acid by glycosidic bond and forms one subunit or glycan chain, glycan tetrapeptide. And this glycan tetrapeptide is attached or cross-linked to another glycan tetrapeptide by forming the interconnected bond, that is peptide bond. You can say here there is a next or other glycan chain is there. This second glycan chain is joined to first by peptide bond because DAP and D-alanine both are the amino acid and they forms peptide bond and connect to strands or to chains. In gram-negative bacteria, the peptidoglycan cross-link is formed by peptide bond from the amino group of DAP of one glycan chain and carboxyl group of the terminal D-alanine on the adjacent glycan chain. Peptide bond formation occur between the carboxyl and amino group of the glycan chains. Then overall structure of the gram-negative bacterial cell wall looks like this. Here you can see there is a subunits or glycan tetrapeptide subunits are joined together by interpeptide bond. In x-axis, strength is given by glycosidic bond because NAG, NAM, NAG, NAM they are joined together by glycosidic bond. So in x-axis, strength is provided or given by glycosidic bond. While amino acids chain, four amino acids joined together by peptide bond and they also connect the two glycan subunit by peptide interlinkage. So in y-axis, strength is given by peptide bond. So this is all about gram-negative bacterial cell wall structure. Next one is gram-positive bacterial cell wall. In gram-positive bacterial cell wall, there is a glycine, simplest amino acid, glycine, pentaglycine chain is found in between 2 glycan tetrapeptide chain. And another difference is that third amino acid of the first chain is L-lysine instead of DAP. DAP found in gram-negative bacteria, while L-lysine is found in gram-positive bacteria. Then third amino acid of first chain L-lysine is bonded to another chain via pentaglycine through the peptide bond, and it forms interlinkage or interbridge. Gram-positive bacteria, the cross-link often occurs through short peptide interbridge. The kinds and the numbers of amino acid in the interbridge varying from the species to species. For example, Staphylococcus aureus is one of the gram-positive bacteria, whose cell wall chemistry is well understood, and the interbridge consists of 5-glycine. In Staphylococcus aureus bacterial cell wall, there is presence of 5-glycine molecules in between the 2 glycan chains. So this number of amino acid varies from one gram-positive organism to another. And overall structure, there is presence of pentaglycine cross-link in between the 2 glycine chains, and this all forms bond and forms a rigid peptidoglycan structure and gives strength to the cell wall by forming cross-linking. Then next component is teichoic acid. Teichoic acid is only found in gram-positive bacterial cell wall. As we have seen earlier, it is only present on peptidoglycan layer of gram-positive bacteria. Many gram-positive bacteria have teichoic acid, and teichoic acid is one type of acidic molecule. Teichoic acids are covalently bonded to muramic acid in the peptidoglycan. We have seen that two types of polysaccharides are found in peptidoglycan. One is N-acetyl glucosamine and another is N-acetyl muramic acid. So teichoic acids are attached or bonded to NAM, N-acetyl muramic acid, in peptidoglycan. It is composed of glycerol phosphate or ribitol phosphate, and so that it gives overall negative charge to the cell surface, because phosphate group gives negative charge. Phosphate group contains PO4 minus, negative charge. So overall charge of the cell wall is negative. So teichoic acid gives negative charge to the cell surface. Then next, this is a structure of cell wall of gram-positive bacteria. There is a cytoplasmic membrane, blue in color. Then outer side of the cytoplasmic membrane, there is a presence of cell wall, and cell wall contains peptidoglycan layer. In peptidoglycan layer, teichoic acids are found, and when teichoic acids are attached on cytoplasmic membrane, then these teichoic acids are known as lipoteichoic acids. Lipoteichoic acids means lipid plus teichoic acid, because it is attached with lipid of the cytoplasmic membrane. As we know that cytoplasmic membrane is the lipid bilayer. Teichoic acids binds with calcium and magnesium for transport into the cell, because teichoic acids have negative charge due to phosphate group PO4 minus. So this will help in transport of the calcium and magnesium. These ions can bind with negatively charged teichoic acid, and these teichoic acids help in transportation of the cations or positively charged ions into the cell or exit to the cell. Then next one is outer membrane. Outer membrane is only present in gram-negative bacteria. In gram-negative bacteria, there is a thin layer of peptidoglycan, as most of the wall is composed of outer membrane and thin layer of peptidoglycan. An outer membrane consists of three components. First one is O-specific polysaccharide, core polysaccharide, and lipid A. O-specific polysaccharide, also known as O-antigen, because it provides antigenic property to the cell. Then core polysaccharide and lipid A. Lipid A is a endotoxin and present only in gram-negative bacteria. Toxicity is associated with lipid A. The term endotoxin refers to this toxic component of lipopolysaccharide. Endotoxin is the lipid A and it is the part of the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria. The release of lipopolysaccharide into the bloodstream leads to fever, lowered blood pressure, then inflammation, vomiting, diarrhea, then decrease in the WBC, white blood cell, etc. Symptoms are observed when endotoxin is released, because when infection occur, gram-negative bacterial infection occur and cell dies or lies, negative bacterial cell lies, it releases endotoxin part or lipid A. And due to the lipid A, various symptoms is observed in our body like this. This image is given and this one is a component or parts of a outer membrane in gram-negative bacteria. Lipid A, core polysaccharide, and O-specific polysaccharide. O-specific polysaccharide is found outer side and lipid A inside in outer membrane. So O-specific polysaccharide are also known as antigen or antigenic property. Then next component is periplasmic space. Periplasmic space is the space, here you can see in the image, is the space between the outer membrane and cytoplasmic membrane. This space is known as periplasmic space or plasm, periplasm. Outer membrane is impermeable to proteins and other very large molecules, because we know that cytoplasmic membrane or cell membrane is selectively permeable, means it allows only the entry and exit of selectively or selected molecules. Like that, outer membrane is impermeable to proteins or other very large molecules. They do not allow entry or exit of larger molecules. Outer membrane prevents the proteins whose activity occur outside the cytoplasmic membrane from diffusing away from the cell. It prevents the diffusion of molecules or proteins outside the cell, because it doesn't allow any larger molecule to pass. Then periplasmic space is located between outer surface of the cytoplasmic membrane and inner surface of outer membrane. This space is known as periplasmic space. And the periplasm is the gel-like due to the high concentration of protein present in that region, like the cytoplasm. These include the hydrolytic enzymes binding proteins and chemoreceptor, etc. These proteins are present in periplasm or periplasmic space. Then next component is porins. Porins are also found on outer membrane of the gram-negative bacteria. The outer membrane is permeable to small hydrophilic molecules due to the protein channel called porin. As we seen that outer membrane is impermeable to larger molecules, but when porins or channel is present, small molecules can pass through this porin. So porin is one type of channel and function as an entrance and exit of solutes or smaller hydrophilic molecules. There are two types of porin. First one is non-specific porin. Non-specific porin form water-filled channel through which any small substance can pass. Non-specific porins form channel through which any of the small hydrophilic molecule can pass. Then next is a specific porin. contain a binding site for only one or small group of the structurally related or structurally similar molecules. They can allow entry or exit of selected molecule. Porins are the transmembrane integral protein and made up of 3 identical subunits as shown in this image. And this porine protein associate in such a way that small hole is formed in the outer membrane through which very small sized molecule can pass. These 3 subunits join and forms hole in between subunits, and this hole can allow entry and exit of smaller molecules through the membrane, through the outer membrane. And this is only present in gram-negative bacteria while absent in gram-positive bacteria. Here image of gram-negative bacterial cell wall is given. You can see that cytoplasmic membrane, then peptidoglycan layer is present, then outer side of the peptidoglycan layer there is a presence of outer membrane. So we can say that this is the image of gram-negative cell wall. And there is a presence of LPS, lipopolysaccharide, on outer membrane, and integral protein channel, that is porin, also found in outer membrane. Then effect of the lysozyme and penicillin on the cell wall. Lysozyme is the one type of enzyme and that naturally found in tears, saliva, etc. And it cleaves the beta-1,4 glycosidic bonds between the N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid, that is NAM and NAG, in peptidoglycan, and thereby weakening the wall. Because lysozyme enzyme, it cleaves or it breaks the glycosidic bond between the NAM and NAG unit so that glycan chain cannot form. And this causes weakening of the cell wall because bond breaks by lysozyme. Then next, penicillin. Penicillin is the one type of antibiotic and it is produced by fungi Penicillium. And antibiotic, as we have seen earlier, antibiotic prevents the or stops the cell wall synthesis. So new bacterial cell wall cell or new bacterial cell cannot synthesize, and by this it prevents the cell wall biosynthesis.